All right. Hey, heidi ho, and season's greetings. Welcome back to Destination, your place for all things Destino. I'm your host, Poti, and joining me today for Tis the Season, Mount Everest, we have 7th placer Javante. How are you doing, Javante?
Hey, howdy, hey! No. I'm doing lovely. It kind of sucks that it's only us two, but we're probably the two most experienced people to talk about the season anyway.
The two
So
best players,
here we are.
frankly. Two best players.
Exactly.
The two opposite corners of the DVD cover, if you will.
Literally. Oh my goodness.
Yo, the best part is Bradley and Evan together, though. That's the sweetest part of the cover.
Yeah, so sweet.
Yo, sad about Ante not being there. But also joining us today, 2nd placer, Poteet. How are you doing today, Poteet? Hey, doing good. Excited to talk about this. Awesome! We're glad to have you. All right. So, Mount Everest, Season 2, all the way back on Facebook, one of the first seasons to be put in the books, and quite frankly, at the time, the best season in Destino history. And to this day, one of the best merges in Destino history, quite frankly. Stack season.
Definitely one of the wackiest.
It was all your fault, Javante. You were the crazy player.
Okay, yeah, I was the crazy one. Yep.
Yep. All right, but before we can get into that so exciting merge, we first have to discuss the not so exciting pre-merge. So, let's begin with your side of things, Javante. You are in the original Lukla tribe, which wore purple, which consisted of yourself, Bradley, Vincent, Aiden, Gavin, and Junisy. How did you feel about it starting tribe? What was sort of the dynamic of that, as you recall it?
Alrighty, so for what I recall, they were all boring.
You especially.
I mean, honestly, just a snooze fest, really. No, it was so long ago. Oh my god. I remember being excited. I remember really and truly. I think, as we'll see, my most important connection came from this tribe and Bradley. He was the only one that really talked to me. I remember getting along well with Vincent. He was kind of the spicy one of the team, kind of equally annoyed with some of the inactivity that was going on. But definitely someone that I definitely enjoyed being with on the team. Everyone else, it was hit or miss. I remember Junisy being lovely, but going through some problems that we'll get into later. Gavin was actually kind of a sweetheart. I remember them just kind of seeming like the nice, innocent one that everyone just enjoyed and tried to work with and everything. Again, how that goes remains to be seen. And and similar with Aiden, although he was kind of more on the inactive side, definitely one of the more chill players, I would say. So I think it was a really strong team going into it, and as we'll see, that remained true considering we won basically every challenge. So I enjoyed my time on this team, and I honestly, as much as I wanted to be on blue team because I love blue, I was happy with my purple people at the time.
I mean, to be fair, you never technically really lost a challenge. You just sort of, there was one case, but you didn't really lose that challenge. You know.
True. That is true. Wasn't that the joint shit? Oh god.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh man.
In addition to your starting tribe, though, there was this one twist which I hated and did not take part in, but I believe you did. One World. Did you take advantage of One World at all? If so, what were your connections with the other tribes, if any?
I forgot it was One World. Oh my god.
Fuck One World. Straight up. I never spoke to anybody from other tribes, quite frankly. I never did.
You didn't?
Yeah, that's part of the reason I lost the
Really?
game is because I didn't,
Oh
and Evan
wow.
did.
Shit. Well, I think as far as One World goes, I think so now that I'm remembering it, I think I did take as much advantage as so me, I have a weird thing with One World seasons. Like you said, it's hard to really talk to like know who to prioritize outside of your tribe because really your tribe should still be your priority, but you have to like have some kind of connection with other people outside because you don't know if you'll end up on a team with them or not. So for me, I think I just kind of talked to whoever was willing to talk to me. And I think I remember mostly having conversations with people like Taza, Evan, of course, you, and I think maybe Marie. I'm trying to remember. I think I talked a little bit to Marie. Everyone else, I just kind of like was like, oh well, they're there. I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Also, I think I remember talking to Lewis a little bit too. And it was just kind of it's like you said, like I was mainly focused on my tribe, so I wasn't like talking with anybody. I just kept tabs with everyone as much as I could because you don't know if you're going to get swapped with them or not. And I think me being a mostly social game person, while it wasn't easy, it was definitely I think I had a better knack for it at the time to just like be someone that people can talk to, and that's kind of what happened.
Oh yeah. I mean, on the other hand, I didn't use it at all. In fact,
We have you.
not only that, I was at the bottom of my starting tribe. I was this close to
Were
going
you?
home first. Yeah. I like
I
if you
didn't
if
know
you look at
that.
that first vote, I mean, there's a vote for me from Luis. Luis was pushing hard for me to go over Najim. And it was between me and Najim, and it was just that Najim was a little bit like on the quieter side,
Inactive.
and that Evan was also fighting for me. So it was Evan fighting against Najim, Luis fighting against me. Luis did not like me, and I don't know why. But Luis was
I don't think
hard
he liked
behind me.
anybody.
Well, like, he got along with other people in the tribe, but he just had it out for me. But yeah, I think if we
Huh.
lose the second challenge there, I'm second out.
Really?
Yeah, it may have
Wow.
been Luis, but I think it ends up being me.
So you just were not that sociable that season. That tracks.
I wasn't that social in the pre-merge. Like I was social in the
Okay.
merge. I think you would agree with that. I was not social in the
Yes, that is
pre-merge
very true. That is very true. But Premar, like I will admit, I think at that time, me and
because
you
I was
didn't
also
really
at
know each other.
school and two other orgs. So there's
Oh
that.
well, then that makes sense.
Yes,
I mean, admittedly, because like for me, like I think at that time we didn't really know each other that well
we knew
outside of
each
like
other.
our
We just weren't close. Like we'd spoken before on
exactly
good terms and everything.
and
Um,
everything. But like,
was this after
but like,
Krakatoa? I mean, it was
yeah,
after Krakatoa, right?
was it?
It
I thought
would
it was
have been.
before Krakatoa.
Oh no, it was definitely like Krakatoa was what, like 2018, 2019? It was 2018.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, you're right.
yeah, it was
Oh
years
yeah.
after Krakatoa. So we were on good
Okay, I'm
terms.
look.
We just weren't
Look,
close.
my org
Yeah,
brain is a jumbled mess. All right.
yeah. Krakatoa was like two
I,
years before Everest.
okay, well, great. So then I think then at that time, I guess we did know each other, but I think
But it had been a
you
while.
had
Yeah.
it had been a while, and plus, I think you had this like air because like, let's be honest, you put on an air of like mysticism and randomness that like at the
What?
time it was very
What do you mean
yes.
by that? What do you mean by
Okay,
that?
your manga was literally Gandalf. All right,
It was me. It was me.
it
My hair was just really cold, so it like turned whiter. It had, like
turned
snow in it.
it turned gray.
Yeah, it had snow in it.
That's not. So
It
you got
literally
a
had
little on
snow
the
in
gray
it.
side.
No, you want to know what actually happened? You want to know why my hair was that color?
Why?
It's a really dumb reason. So when I made that
Please tell me.
manga I took a picture of myself and I used the dropper to get hex codes from my hair. Those were the hex codes I got.
So you picked out your gray hairs that
Apparently.
you happen to have in your picture,
Well, it was in a pixel
and
editor, so it was just like I picked like a random pixel, and that's the color I got, and I was just like, okay.
you didn't think the color corrected? You didn't think the color corrected at
I
all?
went with it. I was in Mount Everest, baby.
Well, while you were out there in the frozen north, protecting the
Mount Everest is
mountains
not
from
north.
or west, east. I don't know. I don't know where Everest is.
Everest is like
I
a
mean
little
north.
bit.
I
It's
mean north
north of the
isn't
equator.
upwards. Okay,
I mean, I'm pretty
it's
sure
the
Everest
tallest
is
peak,
south
isn't
of.
it?
I'm pretty sure Everest is south of you geographically.
Is it?
I think it's time to do some research here.
Oh my god! Not the geography. Look. Isn't it the tallest peak?
I'm gonna be honest.
I
I
just
don't remember what state you live in, so I'm just gonna compare it to a random state.
Chicago. Oh well, now Chicago's not a state. Illinois.
Mount
and
Everest?
Everest is in.
Okay, Mount Everest is on par with like southern Louisiana, maybe even southern
What?
Texas. Let me get a picture just to show
Cannot.
you. Let me get a picture.
That cannot be true. What?
It absolutely can be.
Isn't it in like Nepal or whatever? Is
It
it that?
is.
Are they in the same place geographically?
Like latitudinally, yeah. Like
Are you fucking serious?
take a look at that. It is south of both of us.
Are you? Whoa! Really? We're literally vertical with Mount Everest. That is wild.
We're vertical with Mount Everest.
You know what I meant. You know
I
what I
don't know what
meant.
you mean.
Like you said, latitude, whatever. We are side by side, just a couple 100,000 miles away from Mount Everest.
I just have one question
Shut
for
up.
you, Javante. Are you okay?
I don't know anymore.
Is everything okay, Javante? Do you need to talk to someone? Cause like, I mean, not me, but like, I can find you someone probably. You know?
Look, my mental health is not the subject of today's podcast. It probably should be, but not right now.
We'll do an episode of Javante's therapy in the future for any viewers turning in.
Javante's therapy. Oh my god. But anyways, so geography notwithstanding, you had a social game. I had a great social game.
Did you? You never talked to me.
Well, I mean, look. So, like I was trying to say, there was this aura of like unapproachability to you.
I am wildly approachable.
Yes, but anytime people try and talk to you, you throw a meme at them and they don't know how to respond.
Just be like, "Aight, bro," and I'll be like, "Aight," and then yeah. Okay, is it my fault if I send you drowning statistics and you just like don't respond to them? Like, I'm just trying to make conversation.
My God. Did you actually do that?
It was a massive, yeah. Like instead of saying hello, like 5 days in a row, I sent you drowning statistics. You don't remember this?
Oh wait, now you got me wanting to go back on our fucking DMs.
Just like Control F
Christ.
drowning, I think, and you'll probably find it.
Let me Control F drowning real quick on Facebook.
Or not Control F, just a search in conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. I know exactly what you mean. I'm just saying.
Welcome
please.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm honestly saying.
Welcome everybody to Destination Mount Everest.
My two-match.
Javante and I are not productive together because we just go on tangents. Because I torment Javante and Javante goes with it.
Yeah, sadly. Okay, so yes, okay, as you know, it takes 10 minutes to drown a person in salt water. Jesus Christ.
Now, notice that is the first message of that day.
Oh my god. Huh?
Notice that, like, when I say the first one. Oh, wait, go to the previous one. Where, yeah, the first one. And then, like, that's my message to you. You just said, good to know. And I said, yes. How goes it? And then you didn't respond for, like, 30 minutes. So, like, whose fault is that?
Oh.
And it was right after my
Well,
picture of the
I
three
was, if
kittens with a
you
tiger in it. So like, like you're the
well,
one not responding.
if you look, I said if you look, I said I was at work, so that wasn't my fault. I was at work, and so I just
Yeah, and
didn't
then I said,
respond
"How's
because I was
work?"
at
And then
work.
you took another 30 minutes to respond.
Uh, the well,
Yo, I'm just saying,
look, you look.
you just strike me as
How do you
super
expect me to
cringe. You
respond?
just strike me as super cringe in our conversation here.
Oh, I was the cringe. I was the cringe one. All right.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah, I was.
I'm like giving you the TLDR and everything going on and stuff, and you're just like for fuck's sake, and like an icon in the making. Wow, we love Cop Beast. Lucky.
Oh, okay. So I was a mess. Okay.
I'm disappointed in you, Javante. We could have had something special that season.
You know.
Going in the deep.
So maybe I wasn't quite versed in potetisms, if you would. So
they're Poti isps. Thank you very much.
okay, potetisms. Okay.
Not ips, isps.
Is. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Put some
You're
respect on
welcome.
it. All right, and so
And so I
pre-merge was fun.
yes, it was a lot of drama.
Actually, I didn't go
Highlights
through
for
my pre-merge because like I didn't even touch the swap. Like I had all the fun in the pre-merge. You had nothing. I mean,
okay.
we had the 3-1-1 tribal council with 3 self votes.
Oh shit! You sure did. Oh my god!
Yeah,
How did that
after Eugene
happen?
went, we won the immunity, and then we went to 3 back-to-back tribal councils because I was the only person in my tribe who could do challenges. Let's go!
Well,
And so the
when you're on a team of inactives.
So of course, at this time, Junisy was like undergoing a major natural disaster. Like, did you ever see the video of that? I can't. I think she deleted it, but like, it
Yeah,
was terrible.
yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. I was like, she literally was going through an entire volcano erupting, and I
She was
remember
in a
her
video of, like,
sitting.
her like panning upwards, and it like kept going up just this massive plume of smoke. Like it was.
Yes, and I remember us all freaking out about it. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
And like we didn't even see it until she got voted out, so we really didn't have any idea at the time, and it was just like, oh my gosh, I hope she's okay, and she is
Yeah.
okay, yeah, of course, but it was terrifying at the time, for sure.
Oh, fully.
But that tribal was interesting because nobody talked. I didn't talk to anybody about voting. Nobody responded to me whenever I was like saying my greetings, so I just threw my vote at Junisy. Evan
Really?
voted Junisy, not having talked to anybody. And then Ade, Luis, and Junisy all self-vote.
So you and Evan were the only ones even alive during that tribal. Jesus.
Yeah, and then the next round happens. We get Mikey on our tribe, and
Oh yeah.
I actually get pretty good turns with Mikey. And
Really?
And we vote him out.
And we vote out Mikey.
Yeah. We do a lot
Happens.
of trolling. I think actually what it was we thought he had an exile advantage, and so we wanted to flush it, and then he didn't have anything. Because he was exiled in the swap.
Yikes. Also, his final word. Wait, let me read his final words because
He was mad.
Just tell everyone I said that Kumbu went out of their way to lie to me and make me feel like I had a chance and then voted me out so they shouldn't trust them because they're blatant and ugly liars.
And who was the final 3? Let's go!
Oh my god, y'all were. Oh, Jesus. Well.
So. This is
Wait.
Scuffed, isn't it? This is really scuffed.
It's mess
like
from hell.
Yeah. All right, and so then we had the Luis Tribal Council, and Luis was like ticked that I survived, and like he was like, yeah, he was super upset that I survived that Tribal Council over him.
Why? Well, I mean, well, no, yeah, well.
I think he called me inactive when like I was on really good terms with Ande and Evan at this point, because like while I had a really rough first round, I was really like getting on Evan and Ande's good graces.
Yeah.
And so
Oh yeah, and he was apparently most betrayed by Auntie somehow. Okay.
so Evan and Ande both lied to him about voting for me.
Oof. Oof.
So they were yo. The thing of being snakes for all mambas. Yo, let's go. Um, and then yeah, after Luis goes, I just go and tribe chat and I'm like, yo, lads, we're all together, right? Let's just find this idol. And I just posted all my coordinates and I got the idol like on my next guess.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
Oh my
because they all
god.
posted theirs and I was like, perfect. I'll just get the idol and I got the idol. Because I don't remember what the pre-merge system was, but it wasn't the merge system. They changed the system.
Right? No,
It was
yeah.
the lockbox. Yeah, it was the lockbox with 3 random
Yes.
numbers. So that's how I got it,
Yep.
because they gave me all their numbers, and I just got it right
Oh.
away. Yeah. Because, like, there's
See,
no
I think at
numbers.
that Yeah, I think at that point, me and Bradley were mainly just collaborating together. Or wait, no, not even that. No, not even that. He was collaborating with everyone secretly. I thought I was the only one he was collaborating with, and then he just fucking bin had it because he was already collaborated with everybody else. Jesus.
Yeah, and, obviously on Lucla 2.0, your tribe ends up being a little bit different, where you're with Brian, Marie, Bradley, and Taza. Were you worried that you or Bradley were screwed if you lose that challenge? Well, any of those
Okay.
challenges, really, because there were 4 challenges.
Well, shit. Yes, if we flopped, I would. Okay, it was me. I'm trying to put it all together in my
It
head.
was you and
Right. So yeah,
Bradley,
it
and
was
then Marie, Taza, and Brian.
right. The three white, the three whites, the three
Oh
Catman
my
dudes. And okay, yeah.
god, Shavante.
It's all. Okay. Matt's mildly worried. I think I pretty much because like well yes and no because me and Brian were friends at this
Yo,
point
all
and knew
5
each
of you were
other.
from different countries. That's crazy.
Wild. Holy shit. That we were. I think we pointed that out at some point. We're like, well, how are we all on different countries? What the hell?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I think if anything, I was like hoping that if nothing else, Brian would work with me and Bradley and do something because I already I was using some pre-existing relationships and I had one with Brian and so I felt close with him. I feel like I remember. Well, no, I guess that's when we merged. The 5 of us eventually tried to like just work together in unison, and that didn't really work out. But
To be fair, it didn't work out because of me. You're welcome.
yes, thank you so much. Of course, you would find a way as a group of 3 to break a group of 5.
Well, that's the best part. We weren't even a group of 3. Like, we all voted against each other every round.
Jesus
None of us
Christ!
worked together, but we were still final 3.
I don't know how y'all did that. I don't know how the fuck y'all managed that. But we'll talk about that later.
We just vibing,
But
bro. We just vibing.
just vibing.
On the
But I
wiki, it
think
must
at
be
the
awful though. Because you just think, oh, wow, the final 3 was the minority. No, it wasn't. It really was not.
they just kind of stumbled backwards into
We were just the 3
into
free
this
agents. Everybody
happening.
else was on sides, and we all just like hopped back and forth with our own self-interests.
And then by final 4, y'all are just like, well, shit. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to get Evan out multiple times. I tried to get Ande out once.
Oh my.
That's besides the point. We're still in the
Evan,
first chapter all.
the unkillable.
Yes.
Huh?
It's really different when you're in the season because you kind of just want to jump around randomly. But like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm hosting one that's not a season I was in, I'm talking about okay. So now we move on to the swap. But like, it's funny because we just keep jumping like sporadically. This one's unwatchable, quite frankly.
I mean, yeah, I think we've been knew that was going to be the case.
So yeah, it's you and I. We're scuffed as hell. So
we're
scuffed content.
scuffed.
So
Oh my goodness.
that brings us into your first tribal of that pre-merge.
Yay!
What do you
That
remember
was
from the
so much
cabin
fun.
vote-off?
So, joint tribal, hated it. The most that I remember. Okay, so, oh my god, when I tell you this was a hot ass fucking mess. Um, so basically, from what I remember, it was I know this was Gavin's basically mental breakdown episode. For the longest time, I think me and Gavin were pretty decent. We talked a lot throughout the One World stuff and everything. And even though I had my primary allies, I definitely had Gavin as someone that I figured could be like a backup, basically.
Yeah.
And at some point, I don't know what happened in this tribal, but Gavin just had a mental breakdown. Like, he just, for some reason, he felt like he couldn't trust anybody. He started going to everyone with like crazy plans, ideas, stuff like this. Obviously, he wanted you out. I think he at some point he wanted Marie out or
Yeah.
Evan out,
He wanted so many
and
people out.
like
And so that was the plan
so
for
many.
me, yeah. Was we thought Gavin had an idol, Evan and I.
Really?
We thought he was doing this to draw votes to himself. We thought he was doing my strategy the next round. So yeah.
I don't know what he was I don't know what he was going through, but it just like he decided that he needed to do the absolute most. And ultimately, I think what ended up happening was me, Brian, and Marie got together and we're like, all right, this is a hot ass mess. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the actual plan is. We need to like figure this shit out before we, fuck ourselves. And I mean, that's the jury's still out on that. But
There is no jury. Gavin went pre-merge.
well, that is also true.
Yes,
But I think ultimately we decided to. I think ultimately we decided to just cut Gavin because we honestly I feel like it almost felt like a mercy killing. We were like, all right, he's doing the most, and we can't. And if we're about to merge, we can't really have this wild card. So let's just do it. I'm guessing Evan just decided of his own volition to vote Gavin too. I don't even remember talking to him
I think Evan was brought in by Marie because Evan and Marie were really close at this point.
Oh, okay.
And
so
Evan,
yeah,
Evan
we
was
just
the one who was like pushing for me to vote for Brian. I didn't really see any harm in it, so I just did it.
Okay.
Evan really did not trust Brian because Evan's the reason Brian went the next round too. Because I wasn't even voting for Brian. I don't think
Really.
I think it's a very different season if I voted my initial target. I was going to vote for Taza.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my god!
Evan
Imagine
cuts
that.
to vote for Brian. So imagine. I mean, it could end up being the same way. Brian could have just been Taza in the inverse, for all I know. But I think it does play out quite differently if because like
You actually got that.
I think I probably don't end up getting the chance to work with you and Bradley and Brian anymore.
Oh,
I don't think I
holy.
get that option anymore.
Well,
That
yeah,
option only
I
came
think.
up because of Evan being confident with Taza and Marie.
Yep. He goes to those. Like, yeah, I think that's literally what happened. Evan like essentially flips Marie and Taza away from us, and so desperate for allies, we kind of just like went with you and said, "Hey, fuck it, let's do this."
I think it helped that I just proved myself so blatantly because I just went and was like, "Here's all my idol info," and you guys were like, "Yeah, that checks out. Let's go."
Yeah, let's do it. Literally, the way.
Like that's all I did. I just
checked.
gave you guys all my idol stuff, and you guys were just like, "Yeah, he's telling the truth." Okay.
Work. All right, we got it.
But yeah, so Gavin goes, we merge, and
Yep.
Rachel wins immunity, and so this is like a very difficult vote. You know, a lot of back and forth. You know, so many targets in the mix, right, Javante?
Yes.
What do you mean? Yes. No, it was all me. It was all me the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Javante. Don't
All
take
right.
it from me.
Yes. Okay. So yes, basically, I don't even remember. Again, I fully do not even remember what it was
There
that
were
made
three
almost.
central reasons.
Okay.
One, I was busy the first couple days of the merge, so I was quiet.
Okay. True.
Second, I voted for Brian and I never told him why. And thirdly, people thought I might still be a threat for some reason. I mean this was before Warriors Revenge where like everyone realized like, oh, Poteet's actually good at orcs. You know?
Right. Yes.
But yeah, like
But I think.
I think people still saw like I did put up good physical performances in the pre-merge, even
Yeah,
when we
I
lost.
think we kind of recognize that you carried your team as best as you could.
Like in the swap tribe phase, that's when I like did really well for because like I think the one challenge we won was the scavenger hunt, I think, and that one was like I got the
Was
highest
that
score in the whole cast or something, you
would
know.
work? Okay.
Or that was the final joint one, in which case I think the scavenger hunt I got the highest score in the whole cast. I just don't remember when that was, but I think that's a good example of like why I might have been a threat.
Wow.
But yeah, every vote goes to me, and then I'm just like, yo, here's a feet pick. Let's do this.
Shut the fuck up, the fucking po feet. Oh god.
Is it not one of the best memes in Destino history? Tell me it's not. Look me in
Best
the
is
eyes
definitely
and say that that is not one of the best memes ever done in Destino. Was Po Feet.
it's one of the memes of Destino.
So for any viewers tuning in who don't know this, my idol speech was a picture of my face, but my face was photoshopped. It was like a Snapchat filter that replaced my face with a foot, and then it was captioned "Prepare for defeat," but spelled like feet. And that was my idol speech. And I remember,
And
like, because Tommy said idol speech, because he was quoting my idol play message. And Javante said,
yes.
there's no speech. And then Tommy instantly sends the picture. And Javante just says, I!
Yes. Yes, my default speechlessness of I.
That tribal was so fun, because I spent the entire, like, tribal trolling. And, you know, Aiden made it particularly fun, because Aiden was begging to know, like, who the fuck did you vote for, Pussy? Just put us out of our misery. And I'm just like,
Oh yes, literally, we were going.
Said, yo, I play my idol nullifier. If it goes through, hopefully I go home. And just stuff like that.
No, yeah, literally, we were going full, game changers. Who do they go for? Just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Why? What's about the and we were just like scared for dear, literally scared for dear life.
Because not only is it an idol play that none of you are expecting, it was the fucking meme guy that did it.
Literally, of all the bitches to get the fucking idol, it had to be you.
And the best part for me was that fucking Ande, who knew about my idol, told me that I didn't need to play it, voted for me, and then came back after and said, I didn't think anybody was voting for you, and swore that he voted with me.
I don't even. I like
Ante
actually.
swore that they were the other Brian vote. Evan and I literally had a conversation last minute where Evan was like, I'm voting Brian, you have to vote Brian. I'm like, I just want to vote Taza. And he said, don't vote Taza. Taza will work with us. I said, I kind of want to vote Taza though. And he said, vote Brian. And I was like, yo, I want to vote Taza. After submitting my vote for Brian, of course.
Oh my god, see, I was just lying to each other all types of ways. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, Evan and I, like, we work together out of necessity.
Yes. But yeah, y'all didn't trust each other by any means.
I needed him because he was the only person who voted with me.
Shit. Well, you know that.
And the best part is, honestly, so I win the next two immunities. I honestly think I survived those votes even without the immunity. You know?
Why?
I think it comes back quickly enough. I now have Marie, Taza, and Evan, and by proxy, Rachel. So I think Aiden still goes. I think on the other option for you guys, I think it's a lot closer of a vote. It's like a 6-4 or maybe even a 5-5, but I think I still survive.
You know what? You might.
Am I wrong?
No, you might.
That?
You might be right because I think after that all went down, I mean, I didn't know what to do.
I social game starting at this point. The Aiden onwards is when I like played the game. Like I played the idol, and from then on, I had it turned up to 140.
Oh, shit.
This is where my game begins. This is where I start playing.
Okay. This is your hero story. All right.
No, I am Destino's best player. Don't forget. Name a better player than me in Destino history.
Well, let me go and Google. Let me go to the All Stars page real quick.
No, if you're gonna say Joan, I know you don't believe that, so you don't even need to bother, because I know you don't believe that. I know you know that Joan's a fraud. Joan, if you're listening to this, you're a fraud.
Oh my god. I mean,
Am I wrong?
oh my god. Look. Okay, so Joan, you know, he's Joan.
He's Joan.
Oh my god. I mean, hey, can you consistently be second runner up as many times as Nathaniel? I mean, come on.
He was only second runner-up once.
Oh, I meant runner up. I just meant just runner up.
He was only runner-up once.
Well, I mean, okay.
Do you mean to say third place?
Alright, anyway, so
Because guess what? I have the same average as him.
Congratulations. Yeah. Alright, so Brian goes home, we're all fucking devastated. You're over here just, fucking teabagging and Fortnite dancing on our corpses.
I'm literally just sending random emojis, and Aiden's getting ticked because they're not snake emojis, and I just send, like, worm emojis or snail emojis and shit. You remember that? And, like, I'm just spamming Aiden with random emojis, and he's like, no, we're Kalamamba, and I said, Kalamamba, and I said fucking, like, like, the smiling face emoji with a thumbs up.
You really just gave zero shits.
Constipated since Mount Everest. Let's go.
Stop! Oh my god, shut up! Jesus Christ! Oh, Lord.
Hey, you're the one who said it. I was just agreeing.
That is true. I just didn't expect it to you to say. Anyways, so that all happens. Me and Bradley are scrambling. Taza and Marie are flipping. Rachel and Andy exist.
Yeah, that's pretty
And as you said, Aiden kind of becomes the new target. I don't know. I don't remember how that happened.
I think Aiden started trying to overplay his hand a little bit. Didn't he go after, like, I think it was him going after Evan that ultimately, like, helped it. Was he the one going after Evan? Or am I misremembering?
Let me see. He ended up voting for Rachel, so I don't know. I think I do remember there being a pattern of people
I think
going
that
for...
would have made some people mad. Let me see if there's anything on the wiki super quick that describes that round.
Yeah, people really liked Rachel despite her not really.
I never
being...
had a relationship with Rachel. Rachel never really gave.
Literally, me neither. But people liked her for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disrespecting Rachel's game. Rachel clearly did enough to get as far as she did, and apparently people would have voted her to win. I didn't see it because I never had that relationship. And I think you and I may have been the only two in that merge that didn't have it.
Oh, wait, that's right. Aiden had a meltdown. So was it him or Gavin that had a meltdown? I guess did they both have meltdowns?
Apparently, fucking brain steal results. Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, like that's right. Aiden had like a mini meltdown and like yelled at some people.
Oh wait, so the Aiden round. Okay, this was all the dramatics with Evan and Bradley actually.
Whoa!
This was when the racism stuff came up, right?
Wait, wait, what? How
do you don't remember this? What? So
no,
or was it Nazis or racism that Evan accused Bradley of? Was it like a Nazi joke or a racist joke?
I do not remember this at all. What?
This is what. So Evan accused Bradley of. I don't remember if I ever heard the joke that was supposedly made, but he accused him of making some kind of comment that went over the line. Bradley didn't apologize for making a comment or something. I don't remember what it was, but all I remember.
I'm looking at. Wait. I'm looking at.
All I remember is how much like Evan went after Bradley after it. Yeah. Do you remember the source of this?
Oh my god. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Hello. Okay. Wait. I'm like looking it up right now. Yeah. They were like talking about Europe for some reason, and Bradley said something about like Germany won World War II, and Evan took that personally.
Oh. Yeah.
And they got into like a little mini argument about it. And Bradley was just like, "Oh, it was just a joke, dude." And Evan was not having it, and that's kind of where that happened.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was wild. It doesn't look like anything happened after that, but I guess that was in DMs. Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I'm just trying to read up on the confessionals for some of this stuff. You called me a musty bearded ass.
Hi, wait, what?
One of my number ones get fully blindsided by an idol, and I'm fucked by Potite's musty bearded ass again.
Oh my.
Why again? Like, when was the first time?
Was this after
Idol play.
No. I'm saying, but did this season happen after Twisted?
It was going on during Twisted. Reincarnation.
Oh, well then yes,
that's
I
what
think.
you mean. Not Japan. Japan was like a year and a half before this, and even then, we were on good terms in Japan. You know.
Well, yes,
Like,
but
I
I
tried
felt
to
like
save you. I tried to save you. I fought for you to stay.
that is true. But I guess I just felt like you were fucking with me, and I ended up going, and it was somehow
I
your
told
fault.
you, hey, you're going home. Let's
I
try to flip
know,
this.
look,
And you were
I
like,
was in a
yeah, let's
bad
do it. And then you
place.
went home.
Okay,
You hurt
well,
you wound me, Javante. When have I ever not been loyal to you? Exactly.
you know what?
Exactly, Javante. You hurt me.
I apologize. I was in a bad place back then.
You're
all
always in a
right?
bad place when it comes to me. I won't take it so lightly next time. But yeah, Aiden going was because like Marie and Taza weren't really like trusting him was a big part of it, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Apparently he was
I'm
just not
trying.
talking game outside of like your side of things, so I assume that was a big reason.
Right. I think. Yeah. I guess that was mainly
Because like all the other obvious targets would have been like myself and then maybe like Bradley at that point. And so they didn't want Bradley gone for Shield. They didn't want me gone, even if I didn't have immunity, because they needed me as a number for a round or two. But yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, and then they were trying. Yeah, because that's right. Because again, this is when things were trying to flip around. Because now I'm seeing Marie talking about how she was trying to get me to vote Aiden. And like, yeah, we really were because we already lost.
They
We
didn't see
already
you as close
lost.
to Bradley. They didn't think you were as close to Bradley as you were.
Yeah, they were they were not prepared.
Which is
for how
why we
close
were
me
able to
and
pull that off, honestly. If they thought you guys were closer, I don't think we'd necessarily pull off that Marie vote as easily, per se. You know?
Brad.
I think it's at least a
No,
lot harder.
yeah, absolutely. They weren't expecting it at all. So like it really was
Especially
good that like
not
that's
from
like
me.
the one.
Yeah.
Not from you, of all people.
They didn't think I had it in me. They thought I was just the meme lord. The meme lord who took out Brian and Marie. Let's go.
Single-handedly, look at you go.
Well, the Vincent round was also kind of interesting, right? So we had like the Aiden round, which was just like pure unhinged chaos. But then the Vincent,
Yes.
if you remember this is when I really started working with you, right?
Yes, I think this was. Yeah, I think this was like around the time you approached me and Bradley and were like, "Hey, so."
I don't think this is when I went like outright to work with you guys, but I was giving like a lot of information to you because I'm the one who
Right.
like. I think Marie and I were the ones locking you, and we were trying to lock down Vincent and Evan for it. I think Marie was like the progenitor, and I was like the bodyguard for this vote. And, like she and I like did a lot of like the outreach for getting rid of Vincent.
Yes, that's basically what happened. Like y'all were really cracking down on making sure that we
Wait,
trusted
Taza
y'all.
voted for Evan?
Yeah.
I genuinely did not remember that.
Really?
Taza voted for Evan in this vote. Wait, what?
Oh no!
Why? His voting confessional was his.
Oh my god, that's weird. I don't know. But y'all clearly just like were anti Lucla because all I'm seeing is, oh my god, these people are so.
Hey,
That's
who
mainly
tried to work with Luca? Who flipped on the Catmandus to work with Luca?
Well,
Protein.
after you
Oh,
already
you want to know the best
got
part?
rid of
This
two.
immunity was the one where I won touchy subjects. I never lose touchy subjects because I'm always the obvious target, so I can always pick out all the ones for me, and so it's so easy, you know.
That is true. We did just kind of hand it
Rule
to you.
number one of orgs. Rule number one of orgs. Get good at touchy subjects.
Yep.
Touchy subjects is such an easy challenge to beat. You just need to know
Is
how. A lot
it?
of people don't know how. Oh yeah,
I
there are so many tricks to touchy subjects, Javante.
is there?
So
I've always
many.
felt like it was. I just felt like it was borderline luck. Like
No,
it's
it
just
is not
like
luck, Javante. No, it is not. It is so easy to beat. I'm not even joking. Like I haven't lost it
wow,
the
you.
last like 10 times I've done it. You know, I won it in Warriors
That is.
Revenge. I won it in Twisted.
You
You
sure
know,
did.
I won it in like every org I
Did you
played
do? Oh my god!
because
You
it's
have to
such an
teach
easy
me your ways
challenge.
later.
Yo, Javante,
Oh my.
play an org that
Yes.
allows me to coach you. I got you. I got you.
Okay. I got you. We got it. I got. I
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
make it
yeah.
happen.
Don't worry, we'll do an episode on
Um.
touchy subjects for Coaching Corner at some point.
Perfect. Okay.
But then that knowledge
But
will be
yeah,
public.
y'all were basically because y'all were basically because now I'm getting a clearer picture of what it was because it was basically Kathmandu and like the fractures of blue team trying to get rid of as many of us Lukla as possible. I don't know why I went for Aiden. I guess y'all went for Aiden and Vincent first because again y'all weren't aware that me and Bradley were as close as we were. But this was another venture into that where I think I remember this vote being kind of hard because like
Well,
me
I
and
didn't
Bradley
want Bradley to
really.
go because he was pissing off Evan, and that was good for me.
Yes, that is also very true. But I think it was also hard because like we really didn't want Vincent to go either because like we felt like we could, he was the only one left that we felt like we could genuinely trust and work with in a way. Um,
Do you think you could
and
have voted out
it's
Evan this round if I had joined y'all? If you and I had
yeah,
voted for Evan, or even if you had just voted
yeah.
for Evan on the revote, he might go.
He might, but I didn't. I wasn't sure because again, I think that was the other thing. At this point, my like weird rivalry with Evan really started to show itself.
Who didn't have a rival with Evan in fucking Everest? Who didn't?
That is true. I mean, everyone
It was
hated
like
him,
Marie
but
and
like I
Rachel
was
were
the
the
most.
only two. Everyone else, had a rivalry of
But
some
like I
kind.
feel like, but I think I was like the most vocal because like every round it was like I think I wanted Evan out and it wasn't happening, and then I would have to fold and get rid of someone that I did want to get rid of, like Aiden or Vincent. And I just felt like, oh my god, what are we doing? Why is this happening? What is going on? And I was only doing it because Toza and Marie were assuring me that this was the smarter move because I guess I still had my alliance with them,
It was not the
not
smarter move.
realizing.
The narrator said after.
Literally. I think that's what it was. Those two were bending my reality to what they wanted, which was them basically flipping away from us, but pretending like they were still with us. And we were cautiously going with it because we were tired of the. I think we were just kind of tired of the drama. We were like, all right, all this shit that Brian vote was crazy. Aiden had a meltdown. We really just need to just like figure out how to maneuver these people. And I guess we figured Vincent was unfortunately kind of a sacrificial lamb. Which in recent org years I've realized is not a smart strategy to go with. But at the time, we were like, okay, we do this, we'll be able to get rid of like Evan or you or Andy or whichever one hopefully at some fucking point. And yeah, I just remember it being hard. I remember Vincent being very mad with us about it because I think at some point we either told him or he like figured we were voting for him and he was like very upset. So it was a lot.
Oh yeah. And then we got to this next round, and this is the fun round. This is probably the most fun round for us in this entire game. Other
And
than
this
for me,
is where
but like for you and I
where the
together.
chips fall into place.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Because this is where we work together.
Yes,
And so
yes.
I'm reading the voting confessionals right now, and it's funny because I did not know about the idol play. And yeah, I still
That's
voted
right,
with
you
y'all.
didn't.
I
You
did not know.
fully didn't know about that.
So I don't. And so I'm reading it, and basically my whole plan was like whatever Ante did, claim his vote, and just like throw him under the bus.
Oh my god, I hate that.
And so I was just voting with that so that like I could just frame Ande as being a Marie vote because I thought Bradley was going either way, and I was just trying to throw Ande under the bus, and then like, and my goal was to get you
so you
the
fully, so you got together with us, worked with us on the idol, and gained our trust just to
Well,
like.
you guys told me you weren't close enough and that you would have gotten it next round, and so my goal was to help you get the idol the following round because I was assuming Bradley was gone.
Right, but King Bradley over here was literally 2 steps away from it.
Oh yeah.
Like so here's my side of it. So basically, at the time you approached us with your idol stuff and everything, and about working with. Now I wasn't aware of it either until he told me. But basically, he already fully had the pre-merge idol. Like he just had the pre-merge idol, and he didn't even tell me until like I think, if not that round, the round before. So I fully was like, what the fuck? And then by the time you approached us with the merge stuff and all that stuff, I was slowly working on it on myself, and me and Bradley have been working on it. But again, see, here's the thing: Bradley's trustworthy, but he's also slick because he definitely knows how to not give you the right information. Because the entire time I was working with Bradley on the thing, I was giving him, my steps or whatever and stuff, and he was giving me a few of his or whatever. Tell me why, by the time you gave him your steps, or you gave us your steps or whatever.
Me, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were both ahead of you, but what ended up happening is that, like, it basically, like you said, it basically confirmed with him that you were telling the truth. And he went around and told me, "Oh, by the way, I literally didn't need any of that because I'm literally 2 steps away from it." I was like, "Excuse me? You're what?" Because I thought he was somewhere in the range that I was, if not a little bit ahead of me. I thought he was like maybe halfway there or a little over halfway there. I thought it would take another round or two for him to even get it. So when he tells me after you tell him your stuff that, oh, he's already literally right there, I was just like, what? Who? Huh? And a part of me felt a little some type of way too, because I was like, damn, you mean to tell we were working on this whole thing this whole time. I'm here thinking that, we're on the same pace, and you have been already towards the end of this thing. You didn't even tell me? Like, what the fuck? But but I let it slide because we needed the plan with you to work. And so basically, he was like, okay, so here's the thing. I'm about to get this idol. It's just a foregone conclusion. I'm getting this idol. And and like, I think we were still a little on the fence about whether or not you were actually voting with us, but we figured it didn't fucking matter because, he had his idol. So, I think we pretty much knew y'all were voting for him. And it was just basically a done deal of like, I'll play my idol. We're just gonna vote where, we said we were gonna vote with Petite against Marie and do this thing and see what happens. And lo and behold, out pops the fucking idol, and Marie goes home 3-1-0 out of fucking nowhere.
Fucking classic.
And it was iconic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I don't even know what to say. Like, it was just it was a masterful blindside. We had an unlikely ally in you. We had 2 idols to work with, and again we because at that point. Because again, I think when you came up to us, we already were kind of like aware of like what Marie and Toza were doing, but at that point, you basically confirmed with us that like, yeah, they don't give a shit about us or whatever. And it was just like the perfect move. And, sadly, it didn't last that long. But, I think it was fun to be able to have that on the resume somewhere, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well,
What
since you joined a
about.
while ago, I just want to give a quick welcome to Tommy since he's just been lurking here. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Javante, go
Great.
away.
Okay, moving on.
Wow.
This next round's a little more painful. I don't know if you remember this round as I do, but I remember this round just being like beating my head against a brick wall.
Oh, jeez.
You remember this? You remember trying to talk to Ante in this round?
I think I might have a little bit, but like at this point, I barely had any kind of I barely had anything with Ande. I think like with you, he was so hard to talk to that like I think we talked a little bit, but I got nothing out of him. So like I never really pushed anything that far with him, really.
Well, talking to Ante this round to try to convince Ante that they shouldn't vote you out and that they should vote out Evan was impossible.
Yes.
Because Ande was just being like, well, I told Taza I wouldn't vote Taza. And we're like, fine, vote Evan. And Ande basically just like leads us on this like wild goose chase in circles to convince him. And at the end of the day, you know the reason that Ande votes you, right?
No, why? Why?
Because he wanted to be Bradley's goat. And he thought you were Bradley's goat. And so by getting you out, he becomes Bradley's goat.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Wait, you're talking about Javante's vote off right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to add one thing that I don't even think Javante even knows. None of the hosts seen that vote off coming until like the last 30 minutes of Tribal.
Yeah.
Damn, really? Was it that last minute?
From what I remember, yes.
So who were they planning on voting before then, if you remember, Tommy?
I think it was always on Javante, but no, I don't remember.
You didn't know about
I don't
Ante.
even think I checked the conventionals to know who was
So there was
going.
no indication
Like,
of who they were voting for.
near deadline. Next thing you know, we see Javante's vote. Javante votes more, and I'm like, oh shit, Javante's gonna go, and that set all the hosts off guard. Well, me and Chloe in Pacific. I can't speak for the others.
You can't speak for the non-active hosts.
Well, in the words of Andy, you know what? Let's do a blind side.
Yeah, and so we lose you, and that's frustrating.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Bradley and I needed you. And Bradley would have played the idol on you had he known.
Well, yes. Let me give my perspective. Hello, I'm the one that got voted off here.
No, we don't give your perspective, Javante. This is my episode.
Oh, okay. Well then.
No, no, go ahead.
No, but yeah. So while I guess you were fighting to save my life, and the host just had no idea what was happening. I, like you said, me and Bradley. Here's the thing. I thought that you were just in the same. So it's interesting that you were actually trying to fight Andy to not vote for me, because I thought that you were just as much in the same boat as me and Bradley, as far as having no idea what the fuck they were about to do.
I didn't know it was you. Bradley and I had a alliance chat with Ante.
Oh, okay.
It was called Cheese Bread Trio or something.
Jesus Christ. But I think at the time it was mainly just me and Bradley were just very much convinced that it was going to be him that they vote for again, because again I have convinced myself well, I'm not doing nothing. No one's worried about me. Why would they vote for me?
Oh yeah.
And I thought that maybe I could convince someone to vote with us. I know you were working on Andy. I think I was kind of trying to work with Toza, even though I literally just blindsided his best friend, so that wasn't happening.
You could have just blamed me, you could have just put it all on me.
That is true. So
but
I
was still
knew
trying to lie to them. I think that was part of the reason you couldn't, was I told you both that I was trying to take credit for Ante's vote that round.
So like we really just like in a
Oh, no,
rock and a hard
I tried to
place.
take credit for Rachel's vote. That's right.
Oh, Rachel's vote.
Yeah, I was pretending
okay.
that Rachel was the vote for Marie. No, the vote for Evan, and that Ante voted with y'all. That's what I was going for.
Okay.
It didn't work. They didn't buy it for a
Of
second.
course,
But that's what I was pretending. Yeah.
Right. Well, I think we were just like, okay, it's gonna be one of us. Like they're gonna try for it or whatever. Maybe we can get Ande or someone to vote with us, but just in case, I think at the end of the day, Bradley just really was convinced that they were gonna vote for him again because why the fuck wouldn't they? And especially because they didn't know. I think what it was because we figured they didn't know he had another idol, so they would just be like, okay, he used his first idol, whatever. There's no way he has another one. Let's just do it or whatever. And again, I convinced myself that like I was not anyone's target, but I guess I was the safe vote target, as you could say. So I can definitively say of my many org eliminations. This is probably the one that was like fully a blindside. Like when those me votes came in, I was just beside myself. It's like, what? No, I'm trying to let me look up my reaction. I have to look up my reaction real quick. I don't know if I even said anything. I was just like, what in God's name is? Hold on. Oh my God.
It doesn't have your final word.
It was like, okay, yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'll put my final words on the wiki. What the fuck?
It's those Marines.
Okay, so yeah, what? Okay, so I was just in shock. I was like, what? Incorrect. What the fuck, guys? Come on. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh shit. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh my God. Ugh. Jesus. And then I was like, and then yeah, I gave my final words. Our final words were, okay, whatever. How could you guys do this to me after everything? Andy and Rachel, wake the fuck up. Y'all are goats. You'll make the end. That was true for one of them. You were just like, can I be a goat? I'm like, all right, whatever.
Hell yeah.
But at least start playing so it isn't a wasted spot. Evan, I love you, but you're cracked, and at least you weren't voted out twice in one day, I guess. Oh yeah, because he got voted out in a different org or something. I think that day.
That was your voting confession.
Oh, poor thing. Toza, whatever. I had like nothing to say to Toza. Brad, you're my number one, and I know that's why they came for me. A part of me kind of regrets not playing harder, but it's too late for that. And to Poteet, keep living your best life. I'm angry, but I'm honestly just devastated. I really felt like this is my game to win, but I guess I'm not allowed I guess I'm not allowed to win. So good luck.
I'm sorry, Toronto. This is my game to win. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was. Clearly. It's main character syndrome. I always think I'm the one that's the main character, and there's like 5 other main characters,
Every
and
time
then they
you play
outrank
with me,
me.
I'm the main character. That's the rule.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm pretty sure every time we play together, I have been the main character for as long as I was in the game, or up there as one.
You know what?
Am I wrong?
I think that is.
Am I wrong?
No, I think you're. That's fully correct. Like Warrior's Revenge, you were definitely the main character.
Core, I was probably one of the biggest characters in that whole pre-merge. And then there's Twisted, where I was basically the model of the minority.
Damn. Okay, look at you. You again.
I have main character syndrome.
Who would have thought Poteet good at orgs? Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought Poteet about to own all the orgs when he buys facial manga?
Oh my God! Not Poteet, our boss.
I want to start banning people if they disrespect me.
Do
just IP ban, like, fucking Jalen, just because I can. Alright. So, I feel like this is pretty obvious. You go to the jury. Who are you rooting for at this point? I feel like there's 2 choices in order, but I'll let you answer.
Okay, there's
I should
so
mention
many.
Javante left his thread like after his vote off, and we didn't know if he was we
Quit.
didn't know if he was going to return to the jury or not.
Did I? Oh my god, I did. That's right. I was.
You sent a like list of like the person you would most likely vote to least likely vote.
Yes.
And that concerned us a little bit because we thought Rwanda all over again.
Yo, that explains so much, like why Javante didn't write a fucking jury speech.
Did I not write a jury speech?
You, Vincent, and Brian, like I think you and Brian both did it like with like 30 minutes to spare, and then Vincent never did, and it was really upsetting to me because Vincent was like the swing vote I was banking on, like trying to sway, and then Vincent never posted a speech, and I can't sway him.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because I knew it was going to be like 4-3, and I was banking on either Taza, but Taza was way angrier at me than I thought he would be, or Vincent.
Right. Oh my god. I didn't even. Oh my god. I need to look back. Like.
But
wait
like
a
Mount
minute.
Everest jury was so frustrating because there was nothing to reply to. I just had like Marie and Taza ask me questions, and that was it. And no other like every other juror was like, you, Bradley, and Aiden were just like sort of kind of just praising my game, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then Marie and Taza were insulting it, and then like Brian just asked like general questions, and then Vincent.
And then everyone else was like.
And Rachel and Vincent didn't really talk to me.
Right. So basically, it was either Team Poti, Team Evan, or everyone else just did not give a shit and were not saying anything.
Or the floating oblong in the room, yes.
A floating oblong? No.
Floating oblong from the void. It does not blink, but it does not watch either. It simply exists. So, we go to the next round.
Jesus Christ. Please, can we please?
Bradley wins immunity. Guaranteed a spot in the final 5.
Oh my god, congratulations.
I am doomed, quite frankly. I am like going around to all the other players in this game, like trying to make deals and stuff. Taza and Evan both tell me to my face, you're going home. And Taza says, and I know you're going to find some way to survive because you just won't fucking get out of this game. And so I go to Bradley and I'm like, yeah, they're not giving me a chance. It's been nice knowing you, but I want to keep fighting, but I don't see it happening. And Bradley's like, yo, but I got an idol. And Bradley fucking plays the idol on me. And I find it out like with 1 hour left, you know, that kind of stuff. And Taza's got the conditions set if I play an idol, and like Taza's just like floored that Bradley fucking did that, because like why the fuck would you say Poteet at this point, you know? Like why?
Because it was meant, because as he said in his idol speech, it was meant for me, and so he might as well use it for the next best thing. How sweet.
Am I the next best thing?
Yes, you are.
Is it really like Javante then Poteet? Is that the order?
In Bradley's heart, it is.
I'm trying to think of where that would be the order, and I can't think of anything.
Alright.
Well, no, not that you're ahead of me, but just that I'm directly after you. That I'm the second best, and something that you're the best at, you know? And nobody else is like in between us.
Anyways.
That checks out, Javante. That makes sense.
Hate you. I hate you.
So,
I hate you.
I'm not saying anything. I'm insulted, Javante. So, it's a 4-2 against me. Taza's immune. Bradley's immune. Literally the 3 biggest players, like, just in terms of, like, name value at this point. Because, like, the other 3 were a bit more under the radar at this point. All kind of fucked right now, you know?
Absolutely.
And so, ties between Ante and Evan. And the choice comes down to me. Because Rachel has to vote for Ante. Rachel votes for Ante again, because Rachel won't vote for Evan. Bradley and Taza want Evan gone. And so it's my choice.
And you decide.
I choose rocks.
And you... No, but here's the thing, you don't even choose rocks. You choose consensus.
Yeah, because Rachel's the only person eligible in a rock draw situation. So Rachel's the only person who can draw rocks, so it's forced out by consensus.
You really...
And none of you guys nobody who was eligible to go to the consensus. No one. Sorry, tired. No one agreed to on one person to vote or the other, so that's why Rachel went.
Yeah, it was quite frankly, it just tied again, and so it has to be Rock.
Yes.
But there's only one person eligible, so there's out. It was the Kimmich tribal, but flipped in second chance.
Right. Yes. Basically,
the other angle. It's just because I knew where the votes were, and I knew I could either get out Evan or Rachel, and I chose to get out Rachel for a couple reasons. It was the wrong choice at the time.
I thought I could beat Evan. Please explain your thought process, because I really did not see Rachel as a factor.
So I thought I could beat Evan. I knew Rachel had a lot of support on the jury. I knew Rachel would always vote against me from this point on. Evan would not. Evan needed me in the game over Taza. Rachel did not. Rachel just needed to get to the end at that point, right? That was Rachel's whole game. Just get to the end and see if you can make a speech, right? Whereas Evan needed to get to the end in a certain situation without Taza, and I needed to get to the end without Taza. So Evan needed me a lot more than Rachel did, and Evan didn't have a vendetta against me like Rachel did. And as someone whose whole game was based on survivability, I needed to survive, right?
Yes.
And so Evan staying in the game buys me that. Number two, every player in the game was convinced it was a final two.
Really?
At this point, I had conversations with Bradley, with Evan, and with Taza, and every single one was agreeing, oh yeah, this is probably going to be a final two. Everyone was convinced of that because of the day count. The day count was a little bit weird at that point, right? And so we were all convinced.
Yeah, it was.
It's a little wonky. So we were all convinced of that, and I was thinking mathematically, okay, if I bring Evan or Rachel, they're both probably weaker at challenges. But by bringing Evan, I'm bringing somebody I can still convince people is a bigger social threat than me, should I lose a challenge. Right? Because I can just say, the stuff that I actually lost on, because I wasn't thinking I was going to lose on that at this point, but I can just say, you can just say, Poti only got by off of, idols and stuff. Do you really think Marie's going to be impressed by that? Do you really think Javante's going to be impressed by that? Stuff like that. They're social players, right? They're not going to vote for that kind of game.
Right.
And so my whole plan was get out Bradley, Taza, and Evan in any order and destroy Ande at Final Tribal. That was my whole game plan.
Come on, Ande. You were going to do that. That boy is so dirty.
I never said anything bad about Ante, I don't think, at Final Tribal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said bad things about
rivals.
Evan, but I never said anything bad about Ante. But I just think Ande wasn't going to be able to make a speech that was comparable. I don't think Ande gets 0 votes against me, but I don't think Ande gets... I think Ande gets Rachel's vote, for example, right? But I think I get 8-1, 7-3, 7-2, something like that, margin-wise. At the very least, I get the 3 votes I did get alongside Taza and Evan. At the very least. If it's a final two. So, yeah. If only it was a final two, I win this season. Why didn't you make it final two, Tommy? Why?
Only, well, they had to do a final 3 at some point.
Yes. I was hurt. Deeply. But yeah, that's why I got out Rachel. If I'd known it was a final 3, I'd probably get out Evan. Just because I think I do beat Rachel still. I don't think there's as much respect for Rachel among some of the jurors as there was for Evan. I don't think Taza is as high on Rachel as he is Evan, for example, right? And I think one of the big things is that my big claims to fame was survivability, and Evan had that too. Rachel didn't really have that. Rachel was just under the radar and protected a lot.
Right.
Evan was just as much in people's mouths as I was, and so that hurt my chances in that jury a little bit more. If that was my whole speech, and Evan can claim something similar, that hurts my case a lot. So yeah. But that moves us on to the final 5. This is probably my scummiest move all season, where I get out Bradley. So, basically, Bradley was going to go to Taza, right? And try to get in a vote for Evan. I didn't want that. Because it doesn't help me, right? Because I'm still thinking this is final 2.
That's right, you think you can beat Evan.
Yeah, so So I think I can beat Evan at Final Tribal, but I also think it's Final 2. So I'm not bothered with Evan in the game at the moment. So I can't have Evan go. I need Bradley or Taza to go. Taza's my first choice, but Taza's immune. So I have to get out Bradley. And I think Bradley could make the case that Taza needs to vote for Evan, right? I think that case could absolutely be made. Because Bradley can make the case that there's so many jurors that will never vote for him, but there are jurors that conflict with Taza and Evan, and some of the jurors that are against both of them will go to Evan, right? And so, like for instance, Marie could go to Taza, could go to Evan, and Taza had that doubt, right? Because everyone's going to have that doubt, like maybe I don't get that vote. And Bradley would have prayed hard on that with Taza, and I think Taza would have gone for it, because I think even in his final tribal speech to me, Taza praised that move that I did, because he saw it as like really good on trying to lock down Bradley. Because like I basically strung Bradley along for 24 hours, and with like 10 minutes left, I fessed up. Wow! It was not enough time to make his case. You know?
Oh my god, you did him dirty!
Oh, it was absolutely scummy. But if I don't do that, Evan goes here. And then I have to go to the end with Bradley or Taza. I don't beat Bradley, I don't beat Taza. Right? I don't think it's disputable. I think both of them beat me.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bradley was gonna get. I mean,
which is funny because one of the big things I was blasted on was voting out Bradley here, because so many jurors, like Marie and Taza, both said that this was a bad move from the point of view that they thought I would destroy Bradley. No chance. No chance do I beat Bradley. No chance.
So very least me, Aiden,
votes me over
Vincent.
Bradley? I get Aiden. I get Evan. Yeah, I get Aiden, Evan, and maybe Taza. That's about it.
Maybe. Everyone else is fully voting.
I don't get Rachel. I don't get Brian. I don't get Vincent. Oh, actually, I might get Vincent. Oh, wait, I do get Vincent there, don't I? Vincent didn't like Bradley at that point because of the vote he left, right?
That's true.
So I get Aiden, Vincent, Evan, and then I'm fighting for Taza. So it's basically the same vote situation, though, you know? It's basically the same outcome. So,
yeah.
In retrospect, I would have liked it because I think I would have really had fun with Bradley at Final Tribal. But at the time, it made a lot more sense. But everyone loses to Taza, no doubt about that.
Literally. It was just the lesser of two evils. You know,
and so
you
at this
just
point,
had to
on
do
paper, Bradley's a bigger threat to me than Evan. So I get Bradley out.
Right.
Head to Final Four. I win Final Immunity. And so this is an interesting one, because I give up Final Immunity. On paper, it seems like that's for meme value, right? Yes. Oh, definitely. Yes. Meme value. Always.
Well, yes, absolutely.
But this was my best move, was giving up Final Immunity. Giving up Final Immunity here clenched my Final 3. It guaranteed that Taza went. If I don't give up that Final Immunity, Taza stays.
Really? You think they? Wait. So you're saying that Andy votes Evan?
Ante refused to keep Evan in the game at Final 4. Ante was insisting that Evan had to go at 4, and that Taza, because when Bradley left, Ante swapped allegiances to be Taza's GOAT.
Oh my god, he just wanted to be everyone's GOAT. Yes. Oh my.
And Ante told Taza this, and Taza told me this. And so, when I win Final Immunity, who's going to win in Fire? Taza or Evan? 100% Taza. No doubt, right?
It's not a challenge slouch, but...
Evan's a slouch.
Yeah, Taza.
Evan's not good at challenges. Famously.
I thought he was good at challenges.
Not
is he bad
really,
at challenges?
No. I mean, he's not like the worst person, but I would put him on par with you. How you feel about your challenge skills. And I don't think you're good at challenges, but you're not exceptional. You know, that's not your skill. You're a social player. Same with Evan.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, you saved yourself.
Javante, you're shit at challenges. Moving on.
Shut up!
So, by giving up immunity, Ante does not want me gone. But could still vote me. I get that. There's a risk. But I am Taza's biggest physical challenger. And I could probably beat Taza at most forms of Fire, I feel. Because a lot of the challenges that Taza ended up winning when he was playing the game, one was like 2048 and stuff, you know, which is inherently, you know, not a challenge I'm great at, because it's got a luck component, it's got a slide puzzle component. Neither one of those are my fortes. But
Right.
I think overall challenges, I am more versatile, and if it's a fire making challenge, I am going to be better at it because I am a very clutch player. When it comes down to it, I'm very good at clutch. And so I could beat Taza in that, and that would be like the sort of fucking Chris Underwood move.
Resume builder.
Yeah.
Right.
Like giving up my
Oh,
final immunity after winning it and then taking down the Titan. I was open to that, and I kind of even was fine with going to fire. And then Ante
Okay, Chris Underwood.
I have no idea why the fuck Ante voted for Taza here. Should have voted me, but Ante votes for fucking Taza after promising to never vote for him that round.
Girl, I can't.
Now you see why I wanted Ante in the end. So we get to final tribal council. We talked about the speeches, and I lose, and yeah, feels bad. .jpg, but
okay,
good stuff. It was good stuff.
Yes, it was a wild and crazy seasons.
Oh yeah,
but I think overall, sorry, I think overall it was I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. Like, how do you describe this season?
It was a really, really bad pre-merge and a really, really good merge. If you want a good example of why Mount Everest is so good, go to the wiki, go to its page, scroll down to the voting history, read through that merge.
Wild.
That is proof of how good of a season it was. Where you can have every idol be played in such a fantastically exciting way. Literally 3 tribals completely dictated by fantastic idol plays.
Yes,
every other tribal is a mess. Can you name a season where every single merge vote is this crazy? Every single vote this merge had something crazy, including Final 5 and Final 4, which are usually cut and dry.
Right, you're right.
But even Final 5 and Final 4 had something crazy going
on. I'm a petite sad, to be honest.
What?
What?
I thought that was spot on. I'm a petite sad. Sorry, I was blocking my speaker.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, can you honestly name any other org season that you've played in Javante that has had a merge where every vote was top notch? I cannot. And I played a lot of orgs, and I can't think of a single org I played where every single vote was chaos and fun like this was.
No, I can't. It was just...
And if the pre-merge had a fraction of that energy, this season is so much better. This might be the best season.
Yes, can you imagine?
Energy. But it didn't.
It didn't. And I think it's because we got rid of all the people that were bringing energy down. So by the time we got to merge...
a lot of the issues was just, it was inactive. If you take that merge cast and just add in replacements for a lot of those pre-mergers, I think some of them were fine. Like Mikey and Jasmine at the time were probably fine. If you replace the rest, even Gavin was fine that round. The joint tribal was still pretty exciting. But
it was like a precursor.
Junisy, Enzo, Najim, or even if they're more active, you have a much better pre-merge. But it wasn't active.
That is true.
First 4 boots, yeah, though they didn't.
Oh, Mikey was active. Mikey got swap fucked entirely.
Yeah, Mikey was fine in that game. It's just more so he was screwed about the swap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really the first 3 or so boots were
Boom wasn't active, and then there's Lewis.
But yeah, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It was. I feel like at least for us two, it's probably some of the one of the best games we ever played. But it just wasn't our time.
Javante, let's not forget. I had to beg you for 4 days to apply. Not even to apply, to play, because we didn't get apps.
That's right! I was like, no! I remember being so, not sure because it was only the second season, so I was like, I don't know! It's so new! I don't know!
Tommy, I want to say something here, and I want to know your opinion on this, because it may be a hot take. But in my opinion, Mount Everest, best merge in Destino history. Do you disagree?
Oh, I agree.
You 100% agree? Perfect. I figured you would, but it may be a hot take in some people's eyes, especially because so many people are not familiar with this season, but this merge
Yeah,
was so
like
incredible.
people are gonna just. And here's the thing: I feel like a lot of people are just gonna look at the Discord seasons and say, "Oh, those were the best seasons." But if you've seen the merge for Everest, you
Nothing
you had to be
compares.
there to see it.
I would say, I agree. I would say if any merge would put it in contention, maybe Anchor, because Anchor had some pretty wild votes
Yeah,
too.
but think about Anchor. It
Anchor
had a
had
lot more
drone.
stagnation in the early merge. You know, you think of like the Micah vote and stuff like that, right? We didn't have a vote like
True.
that.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was unpredictable. It was everyone had their own agenda and they were all conflicting with each other. And
Yo, why the fuck do
You
I
know,
have
people-
porn comments on the fucking destination YouTube?
what?
There's porn comments on the destination YouTube.
Not the bots.
I'm deleting them. You can't
no.
see them anymore.
Oh,
I seen those the other day. I just didn't know if I wanted to tell you.
I deleted them. They're gone. This is a
Good.
family-friendly fucking podcast, okay?
yes, get that fucking smut out of
Hey,
here.
don't
Oh my
curse, Javante.
god.
Fuck
That's
you,
not fucking
Javante.
cool. That's not fucking
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I think that about sums it up nicely.
I want to open it up to both of you. If anyone has anything else they'd like to say, please do so.
Hmm.
Well, Everest is the reason my Destino is still alive. We'll leave it at that.
Would it have ended after season 2 if this was a bad season?
Ooh.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I will say, I think, despite my hesitation, I'm definitely glad that I, reluctantly, joined the cast. I feel like honestly at the time, I think I was like kind of like in between orgs at the time. And I felt like I really didn't have anywhere else to go because every other one I played and they didn't want me for All Stars. So, so I was
I
like,
didn't
all right,
watch this episode either, but you're still on it.
shut up. Anyway, Jesus. We'll get to that season. We already did one for that season. I missed it. God
We'll
damn
get
it.
back to that. Don't worry. We're doing... Everybody who wants to show up for an episode will show up for that episode at some point.
Okay, cool. But
Javante
yeah,
not watching
so
the announcement video for Destination. Can't believe it. Tisk tisk.
Wait, what did you do?
tisk.
He didn't watch the announcement video. It was said in there. I'm so disappointed.
Oh well, I mean, I mean to get to it.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Javante, don't worry. I still haven't watched any of the ones I was not involved in.
Wow. Tommy, admin of the year over here.
Bureaucrat
I
of the-
just got a new job. I'm a busy man, Javante.
Tommy
So
is
am
slaving
I.
away to get something comparable to Shane's Big Brother money. You know? And you're ruining it.
Well, no, we don't. I think we all, I don't even have a bit or a comeback. Let's just end this. Like,